So, David, as advertised, this is just like one of the problems that the party is dealing with. They are also dealing with the fact that Trumpism still has this incredible grip on the party. You watched what unfolded this past weekend. All of my colleagues can't wait to get back to Capitol Hill tomorrow so they can begin asking Republican lawmakers what they think about this dinner between Trump and a white supremacist. And listen, there are going to be folks who come out, like Comer came out on Sunday morning shows today saying that they wouldn't do this. But there are also going to be people who run away from the question, and there are going to be people who stand by their man. I wonder sort of what the tell is that you are watching for as those questions and answers unfold tomorrow, David.
I think it's how many run from the question. It was interesting that he said that this morning, that he said he would never have Nick Fuentes, over to dinner. And that was a positive sign. I mean, I want to try to be somewhat optimistic here that, look, we remember, if you think back to 2016 and the Benghazi investigations about Hillary Clinton and, that she had the American ambassador there murdered. It did work in terms of energizing a Republican base, but we've seen in multiple elections now that, many voters are tired of this. There's huge problems with this country. We have a broken Congress where, and I think it's more extreme with the Republicans, but you get to Congress and you investigate your opponents, you smear them. We need legislation. We need, help with, inflation. We need help with education. We need help. There's debate about what needs to be done in terms of immigration. No immigration reform for, many, many years. And if Congress is broken, we're not going to be able to address these key issues that voters need addressed. So I'm hoping there's an exhaustion with all the noise and all the attacks and all the investigations. We'll see. And frankly, we won't know for 2 years. But, I just want to be optimistic, and maybe that's unwarranted, but that's how I feel.
I mean, David tipped his hat to this, which is it is more extreme coming from Republicans. I think there was also a deep desire in this country for accountability over what happened on January 6th. There was a desire for accountability for much of Trump's presidency. I don't think, David, you're trying to say that is apples to apples, but I do want to draw a clear distinction there, Katia. And I sort of wonder, from your vantage point, like, yes, the fact that you have Kevin McCarthy, in order to get to 218, already making concessions, like saying he's willing to pull Democrats off of committees, that is not a sign that this is going to be a functional Congress. Is there anything they can get done?
That's going to remain to be seen, isn't it? I mean, to David's point, yeah, you're saying it may not be apples to apples, but there is some similarity there. We're seeing the extremism come out even after the midterm said we are not, after so many voters said that we do not want to go in that direction. And yet there's still some belief that the only way to win right now is to go to the extreme. And that's not necessarily being shown. And so it begs the question of who are you doing this for? What are you doing this for? Especially in the case of McCarthy, is it just to win? And I think right now, a lot of what we're seeing out of the Republican Party is a question of what will it take to win? And is that even Donald Trump anymore? We saw what happened in 2018. We saw what happened in 2020. We saw what happened earlier this month. What will it take to say that this is no longer a winning strategy, going to this far ends, picking and choosing who sits on which committees, picking and choosing which supporters we should be behind, even if they are far right or white nationalists? Those are questions that are going to keep coming up. And the question is going to be, what will it take to win? But what are they willing to lose at this point? It seems like they're going to be willing to lose a lot if they don't get it clear on what's the agenda, what's the message that they're going into 2023 with, and especially if that means that it might include some really far right, far white nationalist points of views.